Okay, so we went to the store that's nearby our house. They had some of these tillers there, and they had 4 in the store. I think one had been sold and somebody was coming to pick it up. One of them ran fine, and these 2 wouldn't run, and this one, the brackets to hold the handles on, were missing. So we bought them. There's a plane flying over. It was $275 for both of them. $275 for both of them. The one that she was selling whole, I think she was wanting $500 for. That, ran good, didn't have any problems. And on the website, they were normally like $600 at Harbor Freight or whatever. Tractor Supply. I think it was Tractor Supply. It's got basically a 212 Predator engine. The one I'm like 99% sure is carburetor. The one over there on the other side. This one, not 100% sure, but I'm thinking carburetor as well. The lever was broke. We can probably get a replacement. If not, I got plenty of like 4-wheeler brake levers that we can use temporarily. And I got stuff that I can make a handle out of. So I got to unload them. I got the strap going across the pillow because this one's almost touching the window. I got to unload them, and I'm start with the one that has the handle on. And see if I can get it to run good and all that. We're going to keep one, hopefully. The plan is to fix the handle, get them both running, sell one, at least for what we paid for both of them, at least $275, hopefully. If we can get a little more than $275, that's great. And keep one that runs good. Sorry, I got cut off in that clip earlier. My mom came out with trash and stuff. We took the air filter off, and I put a little bit of gas down in this one with the handle. Started up, shut off, tells me it's the carburetor. The other one, we put a little bit of gas down in there, and it didn't start. I'm thinking possibly spark plug. I'm going to check this one a little bit, but since this one does seem to want to run, I'm going to see what I can do. I'm not going to make a detailed video, but you take these 2 nuts off, turn these where these line up so it'll come off. And I think there's one up here. And that should come off, and then you pull the carburetor off. I'm going to try and clean it first. If that doesn't work, then I will either get a rebuild kit or a new carburetor for it. We'll get a new carburetor, whatever. I want to check everything. I checked the oil in them. I'm going to take this cover off, figure out what's going on over here. Other than sharpening the blades, maybe changing this oil every now and then, maybe greasing a couple of things. There's not really a whole lot of stuff to do to it, but trying to make sure everything is good. There's a couple of nuts and bolts that seem like they need to be tightened up, but nothing major, like the tire nuts and stuff, bolts. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna start on this and see if I can get it to run. If I get it to run, I'll let you know, I guess. Okay, so with this one, which has the handles and had the carburetor problems, pulled the carburetor off, cleaned it, washed it out, put it all back on, some fresh gas, started up, ran great, all that, little low on oil. I was spitting some oil out the back. I'm hoping it was from where we tilted it up to put it in the truck. And that's all it was. Hopefully the rings are not bad. We're going to let them idle for a little while and let them run and see what they do. But this one's good for the most part. I'm going to tighten up a couple of bolts, stuff like that, double check everything. But this one should be good as long as the oil's not a problem. But it stopped smoking right before it shut off because it ran out of gas. I didn't put a whole lot in there. It kind of stopped smoking, so I'm hoping it was just oil that was in the cylinder. And then with this one, I still got to get the handle on. My mom's looking at getting the handle mount things here and that hold it in place, and the lever, because the lever was broke. I forgot to mention that. This one wouldn't start, and I poured gas down the intake, and that would normally start if it was carburetor. Pulled the spark plug out, tried it, did look like I was getting spark, and then I saw it spark once. And I decided, well, let me check the oil before I do anything else. Checked the oil, it was super low, and so I figured it was low oil, because there's a cutoff in here. So I figured it was low oil, so I unplugged the oil thing, which yes, I know is bad, and it can mess up an engine. I literally started it, and as soon as it started, like a second after it started, I hit the kill switch. So it shouldn't have hurt it. It only ran for like a second, maybe 2 at most. It shouldn't have hurt it. I went and got oil put in here, I briefly started it and it ran great, and then I shut it back off because I need to do a couple other things real fast. But the air filters are good. This one seemed to run good. The other one seemed to run good. They both have good oil, the right amount. Other than getting the stuff for the handles, and just letting them run, make sure everything's good. So far, everything seems to be okay. So I'll try and throw in a clip of them running, hopefully, and go from there. So we'll see what happens there. This is the one that smoked and has a little bit of a noise to it. This one's quieter, but it still has a little bit of a rattle, but I think they didn't tighten a nut or a bolt or something down in here. But it seems to be running, which is good. I'm going to let it run for a little while. There will be a video on putting the handles and the clutch lever on, as well as doing a little bit of testing. It's probably going to be a little while before we can get those, but they did run good. No real problems. I made sure to run it until it was out of fuel in the carburetor, and you know, I'll probably make another video eventually.